land for turn. We get to put some counters on our creatures. Oh, and they give up. There's too much value for them. Yeah, so Hollowmurk Siege was going to go ahead, let us draw a card right there. Could get down a land. We could play Siege Rhino for 3, still have 3 mana open, and so we could flash in our Sunpearl Kirin to bounce anything. Hey there, neighbor. Welcome back to another MTG Arena Standard video. Today, we are looking at some Abzan powerhouses. I had someone play the Skirmish Rhino on me the other day, and I thought for sure I had to try it out as well. 3 mana for the Abzan color, so kind of hard to achieve that, but you get a 3/4 Trampler, and when this creature enters, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. That is really, really nice. Also looking at Severance Priest, also for Abzan colors. 3/3 with Death Touch. When this creature enters, target opponent reveals their hand, which is always really, really nice. And you get to choose a non-land card from it. If you do, you get to exile that card. And when a creature leaves the battlefield, the exiled card's owner creates a XX white spirit creature token, where X is the mana value of the exiled card. We're also looking at the Warden of the Grove. 3 mana, 1 green, 2 generic. At the beginning of your end step, put a +1 counter on this creature. So really nice ability right there. And whenever another non-token creature enters, it endures X, where X is the number of counters on this creature. I've had someone play this against me as well, and I was like, man, this Warden of the Grove, really, really good card. And then, yeah, sort of to tie it all together, we have Yathan Roadwatcher. When this creature enters, you get to mill 4 cards, and then you get to return a creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield, so we can bring all these creatures back, which is really, really nice. Also from the latest Tarkir set. And then I wanted to look at the Hollowmurk Siege. We've looked at a few of the sieges so far. I want to try and look at all of them. This 2 mana enchantment, which I think is really nice and cheap. When it enters, we can choose either Soul Tie. So when a counter is put on a creature, we get to draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn, but some card draw. That's always really, really nice. Also has an Abzan side, where whenever you attack, you get to put a +1 counter on target attacking creature, and it gains menace until the end of the turn. We are also playing with this Sunpearl Kirin. It has flash and flying, which is really nice. And basically, when this creature enters, we get to return 1 other target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. So if the opponent is trying to remove something of ours, we can flash this in and just bounce it or juggle it back to our hand, which is really nice. And then one of the final cards is Revival of the Ancestors. 4 mana enchantment. Create 3 1/1 white spirit creature tokens. Chapter 2 is just distribute 3 +1/+1 counters among target creatures you control. And then the 3rd chapter, creatures that we control gain trample and lifelink until the end of the turn, which is really nice. And then actually the final card from Tarkir is this Dragonfire Blade. I played it in the Codis deck, and I actually do really like this equipment. This artifact equipment. It just costs 1 mana. Equip cost is 4, which sounds like a lot, but it gets reduced by 1 for however many colors of the creature that we're targeting. And you can see a lot of our creatures, Yathan, the Skirmish Rhino, and the Severance Priest all have 3 different colors, so the equip cost to them is just 1. Of course, Warden of the Grove, equip cost would still be 3, and Scavenging Ooze and Paw Patch Recruit, equip cost would still also be 3 as well. But yeah, I want to try it out. I was really enjoying this card, also just for its ability of hexproof from monocolored spells, and there are just so many monocolored removal spells in Standard right now. Even Exile, if we're thinking of white, there's Soul Partition. There's just all those enchantments. Not Go for the Throat. Sheltered by Ghosts. That's a mono white color enchantment that exiles something of ours. Banishing Light. Yeah, just so many removal for just monocolored. So this low-key kind of hidden tech card, I have been really enjoying it in some of the decks that I've played it in, and I hope it can put in some work today. Yeah, we do only have 2 cut down. It was kind of hard to find more removal in here. No, that's not true. We also have nowhere to run. You can flash this one in, and it ignores hexproof, which is really nice. So I guess that is a way to get around Dragonfire if our opponents are playing that. But yeah, it gives a target opponent -3, or sorry, target creature -3/-3. And then kind of as a top end, I'm including 2 copies of Liliana Dreadhorde General. She's probably my favorite planeswalker, so I thought, yeah, let's just try and cram her in there. And yeah, let's try and get some wins with the Skirmish Rhino. I'll see you in the games. All right, opponent goes first. We don't really have too many early game plays, but we do have the Severance Priest. Nowhere to Run is a really good draw. Can go ahead and flash that in. I don't want to call it too early because I always do, but looks like the opponent might be mono black. And we did draw our Hollowmurk Siege, which is really nice. So yeah, let's get down the Razorverge Thicket, and then we can play Hollowmurk Siege. I think we'll choose Sultai. Whenever we put a counter on a creature, yeah, we'll go with that one, because we do have a few ways of putting counters on creatures. And then next turn, we will have all 3 mana. We'll have to take 1 ping damage from the Brushland, but we can go ahead and get down the Severance Priest. Look at our opponent's hand. So let's see, a Braid, that's only artifact, nowhere to run. Does get around hexproof. Outlaws you control have haste, and this one is an enchantment. I think we'll get rid of that enchantment. We'll also get to create a white spirit creature token if they remove our Severance Priest, and that's, I think, what's going to happen right away. Does gain lifelink, which is nice for them. They get to create the spirit token. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and get down the Dragonfire Blade. And then we can flash in Nowhere to Run. So nothing from our opponent. We do know that they have a Braid, which that is an instant, so all right, hit a land drop. It does come in tap, but let's go ahead and play the Scavenging Ooze. And then opponent's actually missing red, which is quite nice. I guess Nowhere to Run. That does get around the hexproof. Honestly, kind of crazy. We can play this guy, though. Go ahead and bring back the Scavenging Ooze. Ooh, we did mill a Liliana. I think I will get the Ooze down. And then next turn, we'll go ahead and play Revival of the Ancestors. They are missing red, so that is a little bit unfortunate for them. I don't know if they're not playing any dual-colored lands. That's a big no blocks from us. We are already down to 7. I haven't really been paying attention to my life total. Did draw a land, which is really nice. And I guess if the opponent does go to kill our Roadwatcher, can flash in our Kirin, but they don't. So let's just go ahead, create some tokens, and then we can go ahead and attack in. Oh, I should have activated the Ooze. We'll do it now. Let's go ahead and get rid of this one. I should have done that pre-combat because we would get a counter and draw a card. Here's the Siege Rhino, which is really nice. Can gain some life off of this boy. And yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any hexproof because of nowhere to run. But yeah, we have a kind of wide board right now. Opponent maybe looking to take care of our Roadwatcher. They just pass it over. For sure, we will block. So they did hit their red land drop, which is good for them. They might take out our Scavenging Ooze with a Braid. That's what they do. So they have just 3 mana in hand. Land for turn. We get to put some counters on our creatures. Oh, and they give up. There's too much value for them. Yeah, so Hollowmurk Siege was going to go ahead, let us draw a card right there. Could get down a land. We could play Siege Rhino for 3. Still have 3 mana open. And so we could flash in our Sunpearl Kirin to bounce anything if they had any removal. I do feel a little bit bad for the opponent. I think maybe packing quite a few red lands in their hand potentially and only 1 red mana. So maybe more of a budget deck. Let's look at some of their cards. Yeah, I think they opened up some Outlaws of Thunder Junction packs. Maybe try an outlaw deck. But yeah, a little bit too much value for them. So like I said, our life total was getting a little bit low, but I think we would have been able to kind of, flip the tide right there. So GG, on to the next. All right, opponent gets to go first again, but I do like this hand. I think we'll honestly get down the Dragonfire Blade. Ooh, opponent might be mono red though, but we don't see a hasty creature right away, so might honestly have to keep nowhere to run available, just in case they have any little mice that we want to give -3/-3 to. All right, I take that back. Again, first land that enters, I'm always like, they're mono red, they're mono blue, and then we always see a 2-colored deck. Let's just get rid of this Annabelle right away. I know it can be a little bit of a problem. Next turn, we can go ahead and get down Paw Patch Recruit with Offspring. And then could honestly equip the Dragonfire Blade to it. Whoa, what is happening to Caretaker's Talent? Can you guys see this? I might be blocking it a little bit, but yikes. Arena, what's happening to you? Don't do drugs, kids. This is what your brain turns into. Do you guys remember those Dare commercials from the 90s? They'd come in between like SpongeBob and Cartoon Network and stuff. It'd be like, this is your brain on drugs. Anyways. All right, we drew the Skirmish Rhino, which is a really nice draw. And honestly, I think Lightning Helix, only thing in red-white that I think of, because again, they get rid of the Dragonfire Blade, man. So annoying. Yeah, they realize how much of the removal is probably mono-colored. So that's really unfortunate. We will go ahead and get down the Skirmish Rhino. And then we can go ahead, smack the opponent for 3. And then we could keep up our Sunpearl for next turn if they do want to target anything. 5 mana. Could also be a Sunfall. I don't know why they would remove this one if they did have Sunfall, though. So yeah, so here's where the Paw Patch Recruit is just really nice. They do exile him. So again, yeah, we can just go nowhere to run. Indestructible will not save your little creature, and we can keep the Sunpearl Kirin up. I guess if they target this one, it makes no sense to bounce it, but yeah, we have no creatures in graveyard. A little bit unfortunate. Yeah, so here can we let this one resolve? I think, yeah, we'll just do this now, just to be sure. So we'll go ahead and bounce this one. so then honestly, let's just create some 1/1s. Could get this guy down for 1, but Offspring a little bit nicer next turn. And yeah, we'll just go ahead and smack them. They do have Indestructible. Ooh, but he has Trample. Let's go. So yeah, opponent down to 7. Yeah, I'm just worried that they have a mass board wipe. It deals X damage, and you gain life with 2 or less, so... Alright, they have no tokens, so luckily they haven't been able to really draw off this cracked out Caretaker's talent. But yeah, I'm sad they took our Dragonfire Blade from us. Yeah, White Sun's Twilight. Oh, but that doesn't deal damage and these can't block, so I think that's GG. That one can block. Ooh, but they gain 5 life. Kind of crazy. Alright, that's a nice combo from the opponent. We'll just put all of our counters... Oh, let's do it like this. And then honestly, let's just get down Paw Patch Recruit if they want to target any more of our creatures. Go ahead and play a land. And then yeah, we can just attack with everyone. So opponent down to 4. They will gain 4 life. This Indestructible counter, kind of annoying, honestly. Let's hope they don't have another White Sun's Twilight. If they're just upgrading the Caretaker's talent, 1-man investment, that might be worth it for them. Alright, opponent, what are you doing? Urbrass Forge, that is a nice draw for them, but with 3 mana. 2 mana available. Copy a token, so they're going to gain 6 life, so they're going to go up to 10. That also drains us for 6. Honestly, that doll pretty cracked. So we're taking 8. I think we can take 8. They go up to 10, and then they have no blockers. So I think we got them, question mark. I will just go ahead and block. Ooh, a Sun Kirin is really nice. Oh, our creatures gain lifelink this turn. Let's go. And yeah, I don't think they have anything. Yeah, so GG. So back up to 20. Could have gone ahead and played our Yathan. Got back a Paw Patch Recruit. I don't know if we could Offspring it then. We'd have enough to Offspring it, but yeah, I don't know how that works. But yeah, it could have also kept up Sunpearl Kirin. So GG. Yeah, you saw the value going wide. I do like this enchantment quite a bit. I'm just sad they took our Dragonfire Blade. Alright. Third game. Opponent gets to go first again. Don't think we've gone first today. Go ahead and get these horsies ready. Get the army men ready. Get this horsey ready. I will just get Paw Patch on turn 1. We'll go Ooze on turn 2. Rhino on turn 3. Might change a little bit depending if we want to hit them with a nowhere to run. Yeah, so ooze it up. Could honestly go Severance Priest. Go ahead and look at their hand, see what their game plan is. Oh, we see blue all of a sudden. Opponent's keeping us on our toes. And they just pass. Yeah, we will honestly go ahead and take a look at their hand, see what they're up to. They do get rid of our Paw Patch recruit, but we get to put a counter. All right, let's take a look. So Molten Exhale can deal damage. Twin Flame Tyrant is double damage. Sacrifice this creature, deals 6 damage to target creature with flying. So we don't have flying, so that one's kind of useless. You may cast sorcery. They need to play that dragon though. Let's see, they're 3. They do have a land, so that will be 4. Do we take Molten Exhale? That is the removal, but this Twin Flame Tyrant can deal so much damage. We do have 2 Nowhere to Runs though, so I think the turn that they play, probably Bonehorde first. Yeah, we'll get down Siege Rhino. And then, yeah, let's just put the pressure on them. It's no blocks from the opponent. I have a feeling they'll go Bonehorde Drac. No, they don't have 2 red, so they actually can't play any of these. They can't play their dragon, so it's this last unknown card in hand. Will that be able to save them? Oh, this one can tap for mana. I did not realize that. That is my fault a little bit. But yeah, this land comes in tapped because we have more than 2 lands, but we do have double black. So black-green for Nowhere to Run, -3/-3, and then again black-green for the second Nowhere to Run. So yeah, interesting deck from the opponent. I'm not 100% sure what the green was for. Did we see a green card? So, but yeah, even if we didn't remove the Bonehorde Dracosaur, we're still getting 8 damage through. So yeah, GG. That's game number 3. I think we've gone second on all of the games, and we're winning all of them. So on to the next one. All right, guys. This is another game where we get to go second. Come on, Arena. Oh. Portal to Phyrexia. Yikes. Opponent. I also misplayed that. Should have gone with that one. Turn 1. All right, they're for sure playing Ugin. That's why they have so many colorless cards in the graveyard. We can go ahead and remove those, which they may not be the biggest fan of. So, Pop, you don't need that one in your graveyard. And how about another Pap? You don't need that one in your graveyard. Smack them for 3. Go ahead and get down Paw Patch with some Offspring. We still have Go for the Throat available, which I can't imagine the opponent playing any creatures that this can hit. Ooh. Hey, we got them. Maybe they were trying to do more with their graveyard. So, all right. Hey, another game that we've won every game that we've gone second today. And this is the 4th one in a row, is a victory. So I am not complaining. All right, we finally get to go first. Aww. I mean, opponent is giving us mouse vibes, so I will keep it, but yeah, we're kind of just oops all removal. Turn 3, we can go Hydra. All right, well, they might be the Raise the Past, then this won't really matter too much, because they can just bring all these creatures back. Ooh, I actually will go Paw Patch Recruit with Offspring. So we might have some rabbit on rabbit violence coming on. They missed a land drop and we drew another one. Yikes. Opponent probably really frustrated. Alright, we can go ahead and flash this one in on whatever creature they play. And that might honestly be enough for the opponent. They also maybe missed a land drop as well. That sucks. No, they did hit their land drop, so good for them. Ooh, a Heir Apparent deck. Quite annoying. Quite annoying. Alright, we will go with the Grove Fishow. And then just smack them for 3. Get a counter. And we can bounce whatever creature. Yeah, so there's a Heir Apparent. Ooh, this one's also really nice. So I will attack with just those 2, and yeah, they've had enough. So luckily there, the removal did save us. Like I said, the opponent had the rabbit avatar, and from their sleeves, I was thinking they'd be the mono red mouse package, but they were a rabbit package instead. So I'm glad we kept the removal. Did get a little bit lucky that we drew the 3rd nowhere to run, but yeah, GG, on to the next. All right, another one where we get to go first. I think I will keep it. We have all our colors, can go Siege Rhino, and if we hit a 4th land drop, have a really good enchantment or a really good creature. So ooh, can even go Paw Patch. I think we will. Let's be mana efficient. We'll go Paw Patch Recruit into Skirmish Rhino. Alright, never mind. But we can bring him back later. And if we don't hit a land drop, we have another Skirmish Rhino coming down. Thick Rhino boy. Oh, and we see blue all of a sudden. The Frostcliff Siege. That's another one that I want to try. And they choose Teamer, which is creatures get +1 trample and haste. So that is really good. Ooh, honestly, Hollowmurk could be nice. I think we just go with the Skirmish Rhino. We did miss our land drop, which sucks, but we are putting some pretty good pressure on the opponent. Yeah, they've seen enough, so yeah, maybe a little bit of an early concession. Don't really know what else they're running, but yeah, maybe they had a few more nowhere to runs, or maybe even a few cut downs. And yeah, the Skirmish Rhino is just too thick. GG. All right, we gotta go first. I'll try and save Paw Patch for turn 3. All right, let's really, really hope we hit a land drop. So nothing from our opponent. Oh, we do hit a land drop. Let's go with Offspring. Next turn we can go Severance Priest, take a look at their hand. And we get some little tiny rabbits on the battlefield. Tithing Blade really sucks, but whatever. Yo. Okay, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at their hand. Ooh, we do hit a 4th land drop, which is great. But yeah, I'll still take the Severance Priest over the Roadwatcher. See what the opponent's working with. So a Hex command. Whenever one more dinosaurs create that many treasure tokens, okay. Alright, now... Oh, that's an enchantment, okay. I was kind of hoping we could hit a land drop. Game, please. Dude, our pain land's putting in work on us right now. And we milled a ton of lands that you hate to see. We do get our Paw Patch back. They're going to draw a card, maybe to look for said dinosaur. Red-black dinos, that's kind of interesting. I don't know how many good black dinosaurs there are. Wow. Sacrifice a creature. We'll sacrifice this dude. I missed a land drop again. I mean, we did mill a ton of lands right there. Alright, hopefully opponent's running out of gas a little bit. They are surveilling too, so a little bit desperate maybe. They bin a land, they drop a land, they play this dino enchantment. We hit a tapped land, which is too bad for us, but we get to attack and put a counter on our Hydra land from the opponent. At the beginning of your end step, if there are 4 more cards in your graveyard, is that a dinosaur? What does this say? Whenever you cast an artifact. Okay. Understood. I think we got them, though. I think we got them. They're empty-handed. I think our pain lands... Oh, I don't have 2 mana left over. And we missed a land drop again. Alright, I am just going to go ahead and put them down to 1. Alright, so they have to find a... Honestly, I'm not even sure what they could find. Well, a Deadly Cover-Up would do it. 2 creatures to block. I'm gonna craft that one. Yo, we can just not hit our land drops today, which is so insanely frustrating. I will just attack with both of them. They'll have, I think, with just 1 creature on board and their top deck. Ooh, lose 1 life, gain 1 life. So they're starting to gain life. I mean, eventually they'll just draw a land, which there it is. Scry. I think literally does not help them out at all. And Pants Store, GG, buddy. All right, we get to go first. It seems like in the second half, we have got to go first each time. First half, we went second each time, so... Oh, dude, I'm so tired of mono black discard. Alright, we will play Warden of the Grove next turn. Honestly, maybe we'll just flash in the Kirin. Maybe we'll just discard him. Oh, dude, I'm not sure this guy could be any more annoying. Let's put a +1 counter on our Paw Patch. And grow with another counter. Now all of these discard spells they're holding on to are literally useless for them. Of course, they have some targeted removal though, but that's where Paw Patch Recruit is just so nice. Ooh, Scavenging Ooze is amazing. Yeah, of course they're not playing any creatures, but we are. So any more targeted removal for us? Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's just go ahead and... Does this have to be from a graveyard? Okay, so I can get rid of the Kirin to grow him. Let's honestly just do it again. Let's get rid of the Paw Patch Recruit. Ooh, and we draw another one, which is amazing. So, yeah, get out of here, Jack, with your mono black discard, mono black kill spells. So annoying, and yeah, I wish I could see his hand afterwards. I'm pretty sure it was maybe like another Ruthless Negotiation, or, I mean, Hopeless Nightmare still would have been good to play because it drains us for 2, but yeah, if you can go underneath mono black, get a few creatures on board, and they just can't remove them fast enough, and they have just a bunch of discard spells. Yeah, when you have nothing in your hand and you can just play everything you draw, then yeah, the discard spells are useless. So anyways, GG. I think we did go first that game, which is really nice, and yeah, I think we'll head over to the post-game wrap. Hey there, neighbor. We are back for the post-game wrap, and yeah, we just got finished playing Abzan, Rhinos. Saw the Rhinos come down a few games. Yeah, honestly, not sure there's a true MVP of this deck. It was maybe a little bit of a filming session today. I played 11 games, and I won 8 of them. I don't know what that math is off the top of my head. Around 70% win rate, I would have to guess. And a lot of those games, we did go second, but yeah, honestly, I really like how the deck performs. I do like Revival of the Ancients, the Skirmish Rhino, the Roadwatcher, Severance Priest, the Warden of the Grove. These are all just such good cards. And yeah, like I said in the deck intro, I really want to try out all the sieges. I really like that this siege costs 2 mana. I know a few of the other ones we've played. The, what's it called? Battle Steep Siege. That one's 4 mana, and it just doesn't feel worth it. 4 mana right now in this meta, it feels, yeah, disgusting. So yeah, I really like this siege costs 2 mana. And yeah, honestly, the deck performed really well. Liliana Dreadhorde General 100% cut this card. I just threw her in because I really like that card, but you honestly might be better off going with Elspeth the Stormslayer, the new Planeswalker from this Tarkir set. She can create some tokens for you guys. You know, with her +1 ability, she creates 2 tokens, and for her +0 ability, she puts a +1 counter on each of your creatures, so you would actually draw a card off of this Hollowmurk Siege as well. So definitely cut to Liliana Dreadhorde General and throw in 2 Elspeth Stormslayer, and I think the deck would be even better. And yeah, I really like the Dragonfire Blade. We played it in the Codis deck, just having hexproof from monocolored. I don't think I got it down in any... That's not true. I got it down in 1 game against mono white, and they actually exiled the Dragonfire Blade with Banishing Light before I could even equip it to a creature. And another game where you guys won't see, we were playing against another Abzan list. They actually did have Elspeth. That's where I got the inspiration from. And I got down the Dragonfire Blade. They weren't playing too much removal, but I just got stuck on 3 lands for, honestly, like 4 or 5 turns in a row and just could not get past the 3rd land drop, which really, really sucked. Put up a better fight than I thought I would, just because so much of your deck is centered around these 1, 2, and 3 drop cards. So if you do go wide enough with a lot of these creatures, Scavenging Ooze can help put a lot of counters on itself. And yeah, the Dragonfire Blade giving you +2/+2. That is a way that you can grow some of these creatures. The Sunpearl Kirin, really nice that you can flash it in to bounce or juggle one of your creatures back to your hand. Can help save them sometimes that way. And yeah, I think you'll see in a lot of the other games, yeah, a lot of the pain lands actually do put quite a bit of work on us, which is a little bit unfortunate. And nice thing about pain lands is, of course, you do have the mana available to you right away, in place of like the surveil lands, for instance. Those do come in tapped. So yeah, you could maybe trim 1 or 2 of the pain lands and maybe go with the surveil lands, even though of course that is a lot slower if you do draw them early game. But again, yeah, like I said, so much of our deck is centered around just the 1, 2, and 3 drop that, yeah, maybe you could cut 1 of the pain lands, 1 or 2 of the pain lands. But yeah, overall, deck really consistent. It's, yeah, quite a bit of fun. It was showcasing a lot of the new cards. And like I said, I think if you cut Liliana and maybe go up 2 copies of Elspeth, then I think the deck would be even better. Because, yeah, like I said, I played 11 games, won 8 of them. I did go second in quite a few of them. And yeah, maybe you might want a little bit more removal. Another combo, maybe it was in that same Abzan game we played against. I said it there. I was like, another good combo with the Hollowmurk Siege, if you play the Sultai version, where whenever you put a counter on your creature, is if you went with the Innkeeper's Talent, because that one, every turn, right before you attack, you get to put a +1 counter on all of your creatures, and you can upgrade it for just 1 green mana, and then everything that has a +1 counter on it gets Ward 1, which, yeah, not the hardest thing to deal with, but still a little bit of extra niceness. So yeah, those might be 2 inclusions that I would go with. It would be Elspeth Stormslayer instead of Liliana Dreadhorde General, and maybe 1 or 2 copies of the Innkeeper's Talent. But other than that, this deck performed really well for me. It was quite a bit of fun to play with. And yeah, I'm just going to end it like I always end it. If you guys liked the video, drop a like, leave some comments down below of what you would like to see me play. And I love you guys. Peace out.